Hello and welcome back, and in this tutorial we'll be studying about if-else conditions or in Python. So what are if-else conditions? So suppose there's a statement that I want to check if it satisfies the condition. So I will be using an if-else conditional loop to find out the correct match of the condition. So here this is the first if and a statement. If the condition matches, it will give print out the number 1, but if the condition doesn't match, it will go down to the next statement, which is the another statement. If this condition matches here, then it will print out as 2, give the output as 2. But if this statement doesn't match the condition, it will go down and give and check the condition with the next statement here. But if even this statement doesn't match here, it will go down, and finally this is the last state. This doesn't contain any statement, because if neither of the condition neither of the statements match the condition, then it has to give some default output which will be printed finally. So this is the I'm taking a simple example here with the numbers x is equals to 190. This is equals to the assignment operator, which means we are assigning the value 190 to x, and here we are assigning the value 190 to y. But for comparison purpose, I will change the value to 19 here, so as to check the condition here. So what this says is, if y is equal to x, this particular 2 equals to sign is a comparison operator. So if y is equal to x, it will print out as y and x are equal. But if they are not equal, it will move down to the next statement here, which is if y is greater than x. So if y is greater than x, it will give you the output as y is greater than x. But if y is not equal to x, and if y is not greater than x, then definitely x is greater than y, which is the default output which we will get if neither of the above statements are satisfied. So let me just execute this code. In this example, I am using x as 90 and y as 190. So according to my expectations, I should get the value as y is greater than x. So let's just run this code here. Yeah, so as expected, I'm getting the value, the output is y is greater than x. Now let me just change the value of x to 200 and execute the code. And what I expect is the final last loop, which says x is greater than y. As I'm using the value of x is 200, which is definitely greater than 190. So I'll run this code here. Yeah, so as expected, I'm getting the output as x is greater than y. Now let me take the similar values, and I should get the output as x and y are equal. So I'll run this code here, and yeah, so x is 200, y is 200. So I'm getting the output as x and y are equal, so the code got executed without moving down to the next statement, as the initial condition was satisfied. So now let me take a much more complicated example, which yeah, here it is. So this is if n is odd, it should print weird, and if n is even and inclusive in the range of 2 to 5, it should print not weird. What this means is that if x n the value, the input value, if the number is even, and along with that the number should be between 2 and 5, including 2 and 5. Similarly, if the number is even and including between 6 and 20, including 6 and 20, it should print out weird. And if the number is even and greater than 20, then it should print it out as not weird. So let us just code this. I'll take n as a variable and I'll take an integer as an input. Let me just type enter the number. So this will give me this will let me give a number as an input. So now I start the condition. If n percentage sign 2 equal to 0, not equal to 0, as I want, as the first condition is if n is odd. If n is odd, so if n%2, if the remainder is not equal to 0, it should print the output as weird. Okay, so this is the first condition. If n is odd, if the number is odd, it should print it out as weird. What this is, which means if the remainder, if we divide a number by 2 and if the remainder is 0, it is an even number. And if we divide a number by 2 and if the remainder is not 0, it is an odd number. So now let's move on to the next condition, which says that if n is an even number. So else if, the short form of else if is elif in Python. So else if n is an even number, which means it is 0, it should be equal to 0, and it should be in the inclusive range of 2 and 5. So it should be between 2. Inclusive range means it should be either equal or greater than 2, and it should be equal or less than 5. So it should print it out as not weird. So let's print not weird. Now what the third condition asks is if n is even and in the inclusive range of 6 to 20. So once again, if n is even, which means the remainder should be equal to 0 and it should be between 6 and 20. Inclusive range means it should be either greater than or equal to 6 and less than or equal to 20. So it should print it out as weird here. So print weird. Okay, so now the final statement, if the number is even and it is greater than 20. Here there's nothing called as inclusive here, so because the inclusive range has been already mentioned here, 20. If we use the 20 once again here, then it will get confused and throw in an error. So if and n%2 equal to 0 and n is greater than 20. So n is greater than 20. It should print it out as not weird. Yeah, so this is the code which we have written, and now I will execute it. So it asks me to enter a number. Let me start with an odd number so that our first condition satisfies. So I'll take the number as 33. As expected, it is giving an output as weird. So now let me execute it once again, and this time I will be taking an even number which will be between 2 and 5, which is 4. So I am taking a number and giving the input as 4 here. As expected, I am getting the output as not weird. Now let me try to match the third condition, which is the number should be between the number should be even, and it should be between 6 and 20. So I'll run it once again, and I'll give it a value 14. As expected, I'm getting the output as weird. Now once again I'll try to match the last condition here. The value should be even and it should be greater than 20. So I'll take a 44 here. That is even and it is greater than 20, so it is giving the output as not weird. So this was a basic this was a basic and example of the if-else conditions, and I hope you liked the video. So please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.